just slipped coming out on my back step, coming off, slipped, and I stuck a landing. Unfortunately, the landing was entirely on my left foot, so it didn't bruise or hit anything, and all my body weight came down on my left foot, so I've broken the fibula. So it was either a high ankle sprain or a broken fibula. So right now it's just first 48 hours, 72 hours is always just, dealing with the pain a little bit. So, but it'll get better.
Going to be on the disabled list at all?
Questionable. Yeah. I don't want to go doubtful yet. I'll just go questionable now. Questionable for about 6 weeks.
How are you feeling in today? Make it through practice all right?
Yeah, practice is okay. We talked about it. We met, so the coaches ran practice, so thought it was good. We wanted to work on a few things from the last game, being maybe a little more direct at the right times.
How does the mood change having scored that last-second goal versus if you guys hadn't been able to get out of there with a point?
Well, it certainly helps scoring that goal. We were close with Oalex. We were close with the header that Herculez puts back across to Clint. So getting the goal definitely makes you feel there's ties that are good ties that are not bad. Not good ties. This was definitely a good tie. Now we've got 2 games where we've gotten points out of and haven't lost. Now we got to continue to build on that at home.
Herculez came in, seemed to do a good job, played well in space without the ball. What do you think of his overall performance?
I thought Herculez did well. He's a veteran player, so he made good decisions. He came in and, I thought found some good spaces for us and, played well.
Oalex was in that spark plug substitute kind of role too. What did you think of how he played?
I thought Oalex did well also. It brings us that speed coming off the bench. And like I said before, he's a guy who can come off the bench and find the game fairly quickly. And Herculez did that too, and that's always something good to know. Do they push themselves further ahead at this stage? You never know. I mean, Houston was pretty tired in the second half. They were pretty run out of gas for why, I don't know, but for some reason. And so the game was also a little bit easier then, but still, certainly Olex's speed and Herculez' decision-making helped us.
What kind of minutes do you think you could get out of Herculez if you wanted them?
I really couldn't say. I mean, I think right now he's probably, 45 for sure, probably 60.
I guess in a way it's been useful that you've gotten goals this season out of Alonso and Marshall, but what do you need out of the front line to get them going?
Obviously we need to get more goals. Like I said, we've been around it. The early cross from Jovan Jones that just missed, Morris as he's coming into the near post. The cross that Kovar misses a header by, 6 inches to a foot. We just need some of those plays to go in. But on the same token, we also need to make more chances for ourselves, more of those final dangerous chances. That's something we're going to work on this week.
Does it feel like this could be a Friberg Valdez week?
We'll see. We'll see how they did. Today was our first day, training with us. They've done a little bit of work with us too. So we'll see what the reports say. Yeah.
As somebody who's worked with Chad Marshall through a lot of his career, in your opinion, where does he fall on the spectrum of great American center backs?
I thought he had a really good game Saturday or Sunday. I thought he played really well. He's been definitely for center backs in our league. He's been one of the more consistent center backs. He hasn't had enough international opportunities, or didn't, for whatever reasons, didn't test himself internationally by going overseas. So you can't maybe put him in the same category as some of the other center backs, like a Bocanegra or somebody like that. But in terms of center backs for our league, over a period of time, he's definitely in the top group.
Is that a particularly difficult position to develop players? It seems like you guys have used a lot of pretty high picks and not really developed your own yet. Is that just coincidence, or?
Yeah, because you want center backs to also be good with the ball and good with the ball at their feet. And Chad, I always thought Chad was pretty decent with the ball. He didn't really want it, but he was pretty decent with it. Now he's willing to want it, and and you see his passing is very, very good. So it's just a matter of that aspect of the game, and then you're also looking for center backs. Sometimes, they don't get challenged enough in the collegiate game, or they leave school too early, and they really haven't. It's a craft you got to learn a little bit. But we had a really good run of center backs, like in the in the early 2000s, you know, there was a really good run of young American center backs, guys like Danny Califf and Bocanegra and Nicky Garcia. And since then, it seems like we haven't had as good a run.
What are you hearing from
You know,
your,
Chad Marshall was in that group too. Yeah.
from your guys on NASL loan?
On NASL,
The two
yeah, they're
center
doing
backs
all
that you
right.
sent out.
Yeah, they're doing all right. I mean, Oxford started both games and has played well. You know, we talked the other day or texted each other the other day, and Damian Lowe started the first game, came off the bench in the second game, but played a lot of minutes and did well, and they got a win, you know, and New York's got 2 wins. So, you know, for Oxford, last time he went on loan to the Cosmos, he spot started. He didn't start all the time. Now he's in their starting lineup all the time. So it's good. You know, he needs those experiences in those games, which he probably wasn't going to get if he was here behind Marshall and Evans, and he's already played USL, so we figured it was good for him to go back there, and then, you know, next year becomes his make or break year.
Anderson played 20 minutes yesterday with S2. Was that his decision, or was that a coach's decision? And do you ever get worried that?
No, we
like
wanted
might
him
get
to play. We
hurt?
wanted him to play a little bit. He's still building his fitness. He missed a lot of preseason, so he's still building his fitness. And, you know, he's a young guy, so we felt, you know, 30 to 45 minutes last night wasn't going to hurt him in preparation for Saturday.
How much do you think S2 kind of helped him prepare for MLS? Do you think he's kind of ahead of the curve because he got to so much experience with them last year?
S2 definitely helped. You know, I mean, it definitely helps because, you know, it's a higher level than college. You get challenged a little bit more. For him coming from St. Vincent's to get into a more structured program, I guess is the best way to put it, and in terms of getting the coaching and being around, having to come through at practice every day, all those were important points to his development. And being with S2 also allowed him to adapt to the country, get used to living here, because the adjustments are not just the soccer side of it, the adjustments are, you know, the overall social side of it as well.
What do you expect to hear from Philadelphia this Saturday when they get to town?
I mean, they're doing fairly well. You know, scored a great free kick goal last game, Barnetta, to win the game for them. You know, they've made some changes. You know, got some different personnel in there. You know, and they're a team that's still getting to know each other and still developing. So, you know, there's rumor that a couple of the guys who've been out or haven't played as much are going to play or are ready to play. So we'll have to take a look at that and see.
The S2 signing from SC, the Cameroon guy, is that somebody the first team had their eye on, or I know he's still a very young guy, but did you
Yeah,
know much about him?
who's been here for a while, you know, and he's trained with us while we were waiting for his ITC. Mark's ITC came a lot sooner, but he was definitely a guy, you know, Kurt and Garth had gone over and looked at him, so it was a guy that we wanted to bring back. Thought he's a young outside back, so we thought he had had some qualities for the future.
For you, is it kind of like helped or hurt the fact that you're having a lot of home games right off the top at the top of the schedule at home? Or?
I mean, it is what it is, you know, so you just got to take it. You know, obviously we want to do what we did in the last home game and win again. So, you know, so right now it's still the same. It's catching our rhythm and winning the games we need to win, and winning at home is something we need to do.